weird. So weird. Wait. No, 5G2 also says no internet, and yet I can still... So, our router has 3 separate networks, right?
Yeah.
We have our main one, which I think
Yeah.
is 2.5 hertz, and we have 2 5Gs.
Uh-huh.
I was hooked up to our main one, and so was Rissa, and that went down. But both of the 5Gs, as far as we can tell, are okay. And I don't know why that is. Especially because in my Wi-Fi pop-up when I click on the option, when I moused over 5G2, which I'm now connected to, it said it didn't have internet, and yet here we are. Although when I refreshed that, now it does say it has internet. Really weird. I think I am back. I think all of the things we care about are back. What was the last thing you saw?
Just getting into the new area.
Big fight with Big Monster?
Yeah.
I defeated Big Monster.
Hey!
There was a dagger in the chest. So we're gonna... I guess they seem to be operating under the assumption that it might actually work. I would be way more suspicious because the way to make it work is to stab the woman. So if you're gonna stab someone without the magic, you've killed them. I don't know if I would do it.
Right. Would it be an extreme imposition to reestablish Discord feed, or should I watch from Twitch instead?
I totally forgot. Thank you so much for speaking up.
Yeah. Sure.
Hopefully that won't ruin anything. Excellent.
Time to join the talks. I'll go ahead and see what we
Wait,
can
no, that's not what I
expect.
wanted to say.
Oops.
Oh well. A level up, you say? Don't mind if I do.
Level up is good.
This will give me health and damage reduction. So I will have it. Since I am a pretty bad fighter. Let's increase my chance for instant kill, which is very funny to me.
Insta kill is good.
Okay, so how do I get down from here? There's the little staircase. This is her house, I guess. Is this the way out? Ah, no longer locked.
It is door.
Do we have any other things we want to do?
Triss.
Yeah, right. I feel like just about all of these get done at the summit. Because Triss, in theory, is going to be dragged there, and Sheila, in theory, is going to be there. So I don't really care about this side quest.
Right.
So I guess we just go...
Renounce magic, I tell you! Shatter your towers and crystal balls!
Yeah.
Break your wands
Shh.
and burn your hats! Turn away!
I forgot like half of this place is like fully destroyed. And the other half of this place is full of soldiers that want to kill me on sight. No?
Just
Okay.
because you're a witcher.
Yeah. Guess we have to talk to this man.
In a hurry to see the deliberations.
Here on urgent business.
Your dress seems to confirm it. Excuse you indeed. I suppose I couldn't much care. I've heard what I came to hear.
And what, pray tell, was that?
The rightful heir will ascend to the Aedirnian throne. There will be peace in the land. What more could one want?
Prince Stennis is here?
King Stennis. Crowned 2 days past in Vengerberg. Merely send a messenger here. All those present promptly agreed that he will make a good ruler.
That doesn't seem right.
Prince Stennis, a poisoner, coward, and schemer. He trembled with disgust when he spoke to the peasants. Disdain flowed from him like vomit. But he didn't deserve to be lynched. That was not the justice Saskia fought for. Prince Stennis I, son of Demavend III, became the 17th king of Aedirn. He won the hearts of the people. They saw him as the hope of the nation. The realm, ravaged by war, needed a ruler sensitive to the plight of his subjects. King Stennis I was just that.
Was that a previous King Stennis? Or this? That didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you're not alone. I'm lost too.
Was that his dad, maybe? I have to turn this game's volume down. I'm dying here. Okay.
I see you took care of the guards.
I hate those monastic curs.
They're not paragons of virtue, true, but they were just doing their job.
Then they didn't do it well enough. Can we go now?
Yes, let's go.
Time to finish it.
What is it at this point? I've truly lost track of what our goals are.
It is a horror movie involving a clown.
Whether you like it or not, John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of
thought
Kedwin
he
and
wasn't
Redania
here.
will end the fighting among the Elder Houses and
So did
secure
I.
peace from Gorsvelen
I guess
to
that's a
Ellender. At present,
different
Temeria
guy?
is starting to resemble the Pontar Valley.
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Aedirn.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free? What precisely does that mean?
Lormark
that's
is not
Radovid?
Kedwin's,
Okay.
and Aedirn no longer controls Upper Aedirn. We have rejected Prince Stennis,
King Stennis.
and handed King Henselt's army a resounding defeat.
Your forces, my dear lass, are nothing but a motley array of rebellious peasants and elven brigands. Sooner or later, they will need to swear allegiance to someone, or they will be defeated and dispersed.
The peoples of the Pontar Valley will swear allegiance to me, Queen Saskia. As an independent realm, we hereby speak in favor of reconstituting the Council and Conclave.
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from common stock. The sole crown you are worthy of donning is a wreath woven of wildflowers. Redania will recognize no other coronation.
In that case, you must choose, King Radovid. Will you carve up Temeria, or march on the Pontar Valley? Henselt, last of the line of the Unicorns, has sworn to recognize the Pontar Valley as a free realm. Philippa Eilhart witnessed it.
Philippa Eilhart is in my dungeon, awaiting trial for treason.
She was in your dungeon, Radovid, but is no longer. She will sit at my side in Vergen as my royal advisor.
Everything we did in Vergen will be in vain.
There's still hope. We have the dagger.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And pick exactly who they want whispering
and that they
into
will
every
keep the
king's
Conclave's
yes.
interests in mind.
Yep.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the Northern Kingdoms.
Uh-huh.
The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanseville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you should be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
My kings, before you sign this document, please hear me out.
And then there's this guy.
Excellency, with all due respect, this matter does not concern Nilfgaard in the least.
I am here at King Henselt's bidding. Will you deny my right to speak?
King Henselt, I think, is the one with the beard.
I believe so.
What is the meaning of this?
This man tried to kill me this morning. He attempted to take an Imperial envoy's life in your lands.
I presume he was interrogated.
He confessed. Foltest and Demiven died by his hand. He also revealed the identity of his employers.
Sorceresses. They helped me with my assassinations.
I think we know this to be true.
The Lodge of Sorceresses sought to remove those rulers who acted against the will of mages.
Lodge of Sorceresses.
We have compiled a list. Philippa Eilhart, Margarita Loantil, Triss Merigold, Kira Metz, Francesca Findaber, Ida Emin, and finally, Sheila de Tanseville. To my deepest regret, 2 Nilfgaardian sorceresses, Asiravar Anahid and Fringala Vigo, were also members. The Emperor will deal with them accordingly.
Our queen left to powder her nose.
And then there's these guys. They're mercenaries that nobody likes.
Your Majesty, what's the meaning of this?
Arrest them all. Your document will have to wait, honorable sorcerers.
You have no right.
Surrender now if you don't want another massacre, this time in Loch Muine. A court of law will reveal the traitors.
I don't think he's kidding around.
I just got a quest completed little chime.
Nice.
Oh. Saskia's back. Because
Isn't
things are turning against the mages, and... Did she just step on that one sorcerer guy?
Sure looked like it.
Whoops. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, because Philippa is not there, Saskia's temporary edict is to follow Sheila's will.
Hmm.
Get out! We're trapped! I can't get through!
Sheila! You must get Sheila!
I assume I'm to go after her on my own? Defeat the dragon? Oh, I have to like probably do a boss fight, and then there will be a cutscene where I stab the relevant dagger into a relevant part and hopefully
kill.
I mean, at this point, I guess I have no other choice.
You can't stop me, not you, not anyone else.
I mean, I maybe can. Whoop. Why aren't there any supports under these stairs? That was a very thin floor. Oh. Hey, I know this. I've played Skyrim before. Can I? It's very hard to time that. Ouch.
I think maybe you might be able to.
Where am I? Okay. That wasn't the answer.
If I may be so forward, you're dead.
Yeah, I am not entirely sure what I meant to do there, but I have not exhausted all of my options.
You must get Sheila!
Turn back while you can, Witcher.
And to think, I thought we were going to sleep with her.
Me, not you, not anyone else.
Can't win them all, I guess.
Right, we can't go back.
If I have to, I will kill you.
Oh, it's just.
Like my dragon?
Is it just a timing puzzle?
Emphasis! Kill him now!
Ow! Ow, 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 ow.
You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Synthesis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edirn would eventually choke to death under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
How can I believe that?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Watch it.
Got any evidence?
Yeah.
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher.
Farewell! Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed! I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
No. I don't think I have to.
Remove the diamond! I'll give you anything you want!
Oh, maybe
Anything?
it won't even... I bet that was a choice I could have made.
You know,
Yeah.
I think you made the right one.
Yeah. Oh. Can I take out a sword?
How many more can there be?
To put it most politely, especially for international web-o-vision, she was a bitch.
Yeah. I don't want to be so reductive, but like, I'm pretty mad at all of them. Okay. Do you have anything against being lit on fire?
Nothing wrong with getting lit once in a while.
Resistance to incineration, you say? Oh, I already have that on here. Never mind. I've been incinerated. This is like a terribly designed fight. I really am not enjoying this.
Well, hopefully there's an easy way to take it out. Let me think.
I mean, it's working. I'm just not enjoying doing it. It's so cramped. You get lit on fire a lot. There's nowhere to run from the flame breath.
I learned as a very young child the proper way to deal with raging, flame-throwing creatures.
Distance?
Grab them by the tail, swing them round and round and round, and throw them towards the mine.
Oh, is this a Mario and a Bowser?
Yeah. I don't know. Sounded reasonably legit to me.
Ouch.
Take that.
Oh my god. Okay. Not entirely sure what to do about that. Alright, we're gonna perch here while our health regenerates. They'll let me meditate here? That's busted. Okay. Good. This is feeling a little final boss-y.
The way the Discord stream is coming through, that looked like a slow-motion drink.
That bad, huh?
I mean, it looked really cool, like a Gatorade ad or something. Or a 5-hour energy, depending on what gets you through this fight, I guess.
Yeah, the bottles are certainly much smaller than Gatorade.
Huh.
I wonder if the dragon scooting around the outside would be vulnerable to the magic trap, or den, I think it's called. And if that might stun it enough for me to run up and hit it with my sword, or is the damage reduction more valuable to me?
It's worth an attempt.
I suppose.
Everything is worth exactly one attempt.
Alright, almost at full health. And I'll re-up the oil. Alright, I don't suppose I can quick save here. No, I sure can't. That's gonna be a bit of a bummer. Alright. That's bullshit.
Damn it.
How am I supposed to avoid that? How am I supposed to avoid that? Okay, bad news. That doesn't seem to be helping. Oh my god. Okay, this is gonna be really annoying. Okay. Okay. Well, it was worth the exactly one try that we needed to prove that it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch and figure out a way around that.
She's got a lot of moves.
She be moving.
I mean, the tail I seemed to be able to roll through. That was useful.
So you can't actually grab it.
Grab the tail? No, I do not believe so.
Yeah, figures. Because that would be much too easy, huh?
Well, they'll let me put out that torch. How useful. And I can't save when I'm at full health, so I have to do this every time.
Oh, that's a bit fucked.
Yeah. Well, at least my health comes back and the dragon's doesn't seem to. It's just irritating.
Yes, irritants are rather irritating.
Those are ice cold. Is this dessert?
Are they?
Some French fries.
Ice cold French fries?
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. I am sorry.
They still have a little bit of crisp because they're like fairly new French fries, but they've been in the fridge. All right. We press this button. Nope. We press this button.
You pushed a button.
And then we open the inventory. And I put it on the magic sword. And we wish we could save, but...
Alas.
Take that.
Well, sometimes you can roll through them. Ow. Fucking bitch ass.
You sound mildly disturbed.
I'm vexed.
Hmm.
Because I am almost powerless. I rolled. Don't know what else I was supposed to do. And then she comes and sets you on fire.
This guy is on fire?
Something like that.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
This is not a well-designed fight. Because it doesn't even give you, like, the opportunity to, like, use all of your tips and tricks. You know, you can't set traps. You can't really... I mean, I guess I could try throwing bombs.
So really, it's kind of just dragging along.
Ugh, that was almost as painful as this fight. Oops, that's not what I wanted.
I did my best to offset the bad feeling.
Waiting for the health to regenerate this slow, and the nature of this fight, I feel very little shame in turning the difficulty down on this. I felt way worse about it with one of the other boss fights, but that, I think, felt a lot more doable, reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
This feels kind of cheap. Like, what are you supposed to do about the fire? Your iframes in the roll don't last nearly as long as the breath weapon itself does.
Would you like the King's Quest solution?
Sure, what do you do in that game?
Find a bucket of water and throw it in its mouth.
I wish I could! There's like fucking aqueduct down there! But with more accurate physics than all of this, she would probably just be able to make the water boil and kill you a different way. But at least I would have the cover of any of those stone walls. It truly is maybe the dumbest possible place to do this fight. And then he does his very slow animation. Right, and now he gets up pretty slowly. And then you can open the inventory, but not before then.
Then and only then.
I believe that's dealing no damage.
I'm not seeing any movement.
The sword's strikes are. Ouch. Wow, they are so generous with how little damage this is doing and easy. The jump between difficulty levels is unbelievable.
I mean, lower difficulty level is always higher quality of life.
Yeah, but I don't think... Look how high my health still is.
Yep,
That's
I see it.
an unreal difference. I just hope the third game is better balanced than this. Of, like, how you tailor your experience, because...
Damn, you're ugly.
Like, I don't have to move.
That looks kind of painful.
Yeah. Is that just a thing I've had? That awful hook? Oh! Oops!
Oh my.
That's not exactly what I intended. If you turn her back to a human now, that tree trunk is going to explode her.
Boom.
Also, you have to stab it into her heart. Oh, or maybe you don't. I mean, she's dying either way. I think.
I think we can skip the niceties.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yet I sense your readiness to fight on.
What guarantee do I have that Philippa's not in control anymore?
Philippa is no longer so beautiful and important to me. In fact, I believe I would break her neck if I saw her. Though
That's promising.
It's possible I remain spellbound, and that feeling is part of it. Philippa's not immune to self-loathing. She's aging, and that bothers her, I think. Frankly, I don't know what's true.
That's good enough for me.
I believe I owe you part of my treasure. Family tradition and all.
No need. Can you make it back to Vergen?
I think so. I've always healed quickly in the past.
Can you tell me what'll happen to Yorvith now?
Let's be honest. He's a terrorist. I'll not lie about him nor whitewash his deeds. He must earn respect on his own, and perhaps, a few generations on, humans will forget.
Did you intend just to use him?
Geralt, Yorvith has killed more humans than you've eaten chickens. He's not one to be used. It's not that simple. He came to believe in me and knew from the start what we were fighting for. He made a choice.
Sure you don't know what I'm talking about? Those baby doe eyes, that intense misty gaze, the pouting.
We shared a cause, fought side by side.
Yorvith did and would do anything for you. Question is, what are you prepared to do for him?
There will always be a place for the Scoia'tael in the free Pontar Valley. As to Yorvith himself, I've heard many say crude things about us. Thing is, as long as I can remember, I've found dwarves fascinating. Must be a dragon thing. And though preferable to a
I
human,
see.
an elf would be a compromise.
Atta girl.
Philippa took advantage of the chaos and escaped. Think she could reveal your secret?
It's nothing I can control. I don't intend to pursue her. We may or may not meet again, but I shall leave that to fate.
She's
That's a
not
little
one to
dangerous.
give up easily. I think she'll come after you again, try to take control, as soon as she's done licking her wounds.
I shall be cautious next time, and I know much more about Eilhart than she would ever wish.
More than she would wish. Interesting.
I obeyed Philippa, but I was not blind. We were close, and Eilhart could not keep all her secrets concealed. I know her weakness, something that can destroy her in an instant.
Valuable and dangerous knowledge.
Well, hopefully that will help
Precisely
protect
why I'll
her.
keep it to myself.
Sheila and Philippa have lost. The Lodge has been defeated.
That's good, though temporary. I fear we shall hear of them again.
You know Emir's armies have crossed the Yaruga?
I expected as much, as did Philippa. We defeated the Adernian lords and Henselt. With a bit of luck, we'll defeat the Emperor as well.
That feels like a lot harder, but okay.
You know, you're not the first dragon I've talked to.
You met my father, Villain Trettenmirth, known also as Bork Three Jackdaws.
I thought he couldn't have children.
He thought so as well.
Polymorphing. Did you get that from him?
Just a hint of it. I can only assume one human form. He could transform into anyone he liked.
You also don't have his quickness and reflexes. And I don't think I saw a single golden scale on you.
Nor do I have his mustache or paunch. Sorry to disappoint you.
Professional curiosity. Forgive me. Where is Bork these days?
Who can know that? He taught me what he thought I should know and flew off yonder. It's the dragon's way. And he gave me my name.
Synthesis, if I heard right.
I prefer being Saskia.
Time I was on my way.
You shall always be a welcome guest in Bergen. I underline guest.
Don't worry, I'm only ever a visitor.
I know. Sometimes I wish I could see the future, like my father.
And sometimes it's better to be surprised.
Farewell, Witcher.
Oh dear. Oh me. Oh my. How violent.
Yeah. That's kind of fucked up.
Your handiwork, Simon. In the beginning, there was chaos.
Hey, buddy. Glad you're not dead.
What happened to Saskia?
She's alive. Wounded from our scrap, but alive. She impaled herself on a tree, and then I had to use that dagger. But she'll make it. Mountain air is good for a dragon's hide.
You're the most noble human I know, Gwynblade.
I'm no human.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me. My hatred for the species abated for a moment.
What about Letho?
Strange thing. He sits in the Temerians' former camp. I believe he awaits you.
How do you know?
I saw him. He's got Triss.
Let's go. Tell me what happened here on the way.
While you were fighting Saskia, the city was staged to a bloody spectacle.
The players?
There were many. At first, it was a hunt for the traitors, but it soon turned into a hunt for all mages. And there were a few skirmishes between Kedweni, Redanian, and Temerian troops. Rape, pillage, and murder. Not necessarily in that order. The pastimes of the Order's pious knights. And the regular troops soon followed suit. The kings, with their choice units, left the city just after the dragon attacked.
And the Nilfgaardians?
Remained neutral. That is to say, they shot anyone who dared approach their camp.
When we're done with you, you'll be a lump of whimpering meat.
Elf! Killed a non-human.
I kind of feel like there's going to be at least one more significant death before we're done.
Beasts! Bloody sons of bitches!
Will you be all right?
Yes, thank you. Leave me.
What happened here?
When the summit ended, we hid in one of the houses, but they found us. They cut off both my sister's hands so she wouldn't cast spells, but I managed to escape. They caught me here.
Let's go, Gwynblade. This is madness. Loch Muin has changed. That's what it looks like now.
Madness?
This little map is less than useless.
I think I heard something.
Imperial troops. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor!
Sure, dude. The game's still on easy, you can't hurt me.
Long live the Emperor!
I'm not even bothering to dodge anymore.
Die, dog!
Die, Nordling!
Hit him long enough and that chance of instant death will just take him out. Great.
Finish your story.
I managed to sneak into the Nilfgaardian camp. It was relatively quiet there. Then I saw Letho leading Triss out.
They let him go?
No one dared stop him. I followed him. I think he noticed me, but didn't seem to care. Once the fighting died down, he went to the former Temerian camp.
Is Triss all right?
Yes. Letho defended her from marauders.
That's suspicious.
Stop, Yorvith. I'm going alone.
Why?
This is
Good
between
question.
the two of us. Take care of Triss until I return.
Your choice.
Mine, indeed. There's one more thing you need to know. Nilfgaard's armies have crossed the Yaruga. War is inevitable.
Vafail, Gwynblade. Don't get killed.
Farewell, Yorvith. If I don't return within the hour, find Saskia and leave without me. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians, and defended me from the troops.
It's time to end this. Yorvith's waiting. I'll catch up with you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
Our character models collided, but it didn't make it look like I shoved her callously out of the way, which is pretty funny. Hey, bud. What's going on? Sheila's diamond.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw. Minute. But just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic theorists assured me the effect would be spectacular.
Oh, it was.
Good. Had she lived, she would have suffered more intensely and much longer. She helped me quite a bit, through naivety and pride. I would not have gotten far without her.
So, ready to lay your cards out on the table?
No matter the game, there comes a point when all the players need to show their cards. I love that moment. But first... vodka?
Eh.
I only drink with friends.
What about old acquaintances? Eh? Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice, 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
It was a strange time.
So
The sound
cards
mixing was
out
much
on the
worse.
table. Unless you chased me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Delirious. In agony. We thought that was it. She was on her way out. Somehow she recovered. But even then, she was disoriented. Amnesia like you.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess, but she was just a sorceress with no memory. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly, or are drawn and quartered by horses in the middle of Victory Square.
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went, she got in trouble and we pulled her out. And then one day they captured us. The Imperial Secret Police. Me, Ox, Sareth, and Yennefer.
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. We were separated, and they questioned us. Long and thoroughly, but it was uneventful. No violence. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau. And a couple of weeks later, the Emperor himself. Me. A simple witcher.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Never saw her again. The Emperor offered me a mission in the Northern Kingdoms. As for Yennefer, I had the feeling she was somehow important to Emir. As I see it, they learned of the Lodge from her. Those Imperial spooks have their ways. All I heard is that Vatir had his men watch Yennefer closely throughout the time she was at the palace. Then we went off to slay the kings of the north. That's where my knowledge ends.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. Breed chaos. Prepare the north. Soften it before the invasion. And you know what's incredible? We could not have imagined more fertile soil. No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. Pursue their God-given rights. Seek vengeance and be at each other's throats for years to come. The north resembles a whorehouse on fire, as your friend Dandelion would say.
Alright, that's about... Oh, I guess I'm curious as to what...
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so
See, my
many
ears hurt,
books and
diaper.
scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very purpose of solving the riddle of the spectral riders.
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the riders?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of war proved to be a fairground attraction.
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia. No.
Market
something
Square
more, I
mage.
assure you.
Go ahead, enlighten me. I can tell you want to.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary kind we deal with in this world?
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres. Know the theory? Do you know how monsters appeared in our world?
There's not a witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The most powerful of our mages can open passages between these worlds, and they usually do that to summon the monsters we then have to hunt. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly easy, so they usually send their spectral emanations. They come in person on special missions.
As they did for you and Yennefer. So elves from another world and their trained wraiths. What do they want from you?
I've got an idea, but that's not your concern.
Alright. Let's,
I'm done talking. Let's finish this.
Want to fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here.
Little does he know, I have the game on easy mode.
He doesn't need to know that. I would have said just empty the fucking bottle.
He is probably crossing the Yaruga as we speak. Pure pandemonium will ensue. The North's finished. Time to go south, where the good life awaits.
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. Very shortly, the North could be united like never before, thanks to you. But that's just not my concern anymore.
I'm not your foe. I never was. Let me walk away and I will. You'll never see me again. Force me to fight, and this time I'll kill you.
Oh, we get to decide.
What do you want to do?
He didn't try not to frame us, you know? He, like, very much made it look like us.
You think you can beat him?
On easy mode? Yes, I do.
Take him.
Time to fight. Ready?
As I'll ever be. You fear death.
Stop whining. Fight.
What does it feel like to be almost dead?
I said fight.
The wolf has teeth.
And they're sharp.
I'm better.
I'm not even
I can tell already.
moving my mouse or changing the camera. I'm just clicking the button.
Kind of addictive, isn't it?
No, this doesn't feel like anything.
You're nowhere near my
Oh.
Of course not. I'm no Kingslayer.
I mean, I suppose on the one hand, if you're out for combat, you're out for combat. Sometimes
This
I
would
just
have
like
been
it.
a more fair fight, I think, depending on how many spells he used.
Hmm.
Because there was like a nice open arena. You could have taken advantage of the magic that you learned. You could have probably used traps.
That settles that.
They'll never find a casket big enough for him.
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels, Bernard Laredo amongst the latter. Laredo sold Flotsam to Kedwin and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds.
Bummer.
Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled. In Edirn, the Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragonslayer achieve a great victory. The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Edirn, became a promised land for outcasts who dared dream of freedom. Even sly old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds had been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death. Stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwin divided it between them. A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirn, and Kedwin would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued.
I mean,
It
can
was a
you
time
blame
of great
them?
uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree.
No, not really.
Yet as troubled as the day seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
You were right. It was final bossy.
I mean, once they start saying things like epilogue.
Yeah. Would be a good clue. Kind of unfortunate that Dee missed this.
Yeah, I do feel a little bad.
I mean, shit happens.
But like, I don't know. Were we doing this because we cared very much about the plot? Because I'll be honest, they made the plot incredibly hard to follow. I don't remember having this much trouble with the last one.
Yeah. I was struggling to keep up with what was going on for the most part.
What would have honestly helped a little bit is like that final map where they like played out the colors of the nations. If they had just like unclenched a second and printed the names of it in English.
Yeah. Would have made it a little bit easier.
Because I was like, this doesn't even look that far north. What part of this is the Empire? Like, it just... There were so many different factions, and you had such little idea of... Like, we got all the way through this game and still didn't know who the kings were. Now, admittedly, we did take lots of time in between each one.
You planning on doing 3?
Someday. I think Wendy really wants to stream it, and since she is way more dedicated to the art of streaming than I am, I would certainly rather have her do it on stream. And maybe we would just sit and watch her play the same way that she was sat and watched me.
Yeah.
I know we definitely have to do Potionomics, but it's definitely your turn to play something if you'd like.
I'm up for whatever you want to do. if you wanna take a break, I've got stuff I can pull up.
Is there anything you're like, oh, we absolutely should do this?
I mean, I've got stuff that's been sitting in my stream folder for quite some time. I have that small disc magazine RPG set.
I am curious to see how deep any of those could get. Because it's now the disc isn't just like the setting and the rules, right? It like sort of DMs for you.
Pretty much, yeah. And like it's one program out of many that's on this. Like this was a magazine for casual players, business users, art people, readers. Like what would you expect in, say, an issue of, I don't know, Time magazine? Like the variety involved there.
I mean, yeah. It's
So
hard
like
for me to picture because it's hard for me to imagine that we're celebrating the medium of discs, and then there can be just about anything you want on it.
I mean, bear in mind this was also the 80s and 90s.
That's true. And people are still celebrating the medium of books.
Hmm.
Although there's also, on the flip side, plenty of people who only, curate by genre and only in a specific genre.
Right. So the thing I have is just a little series of 2 DOS games that are basically fantasy RPGs, not unlike D&D, but in a different setting.
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
I would certainly go through one of those.
Yeah, it's worth giving you a break at the very least. Even if you're not at all enthused by it, we just nix it in one session, and I can either find something else in my little folder, or we can move on with something of yours. Either way is totally fine with me.
Yeah, I'm a little motivated by the idea of knocking out Potionomics for a couple weeks. It shouldn't take, 2 or 3 sections to make it through a week and competition.
Yeah. You want to do that?
I think I do.
Then that's what we'll do.
And then I bought a game. I'm afraid to click away from this because I'm wondering if it'll stop playing. I bought a game that was made by the same studio who did something else I liked. But now I can't even remember what that was. Oh, the music. The vocalist was pretty incredible. I might look her up.
Oh, there she is, right there.
Ivona
Malkevska.
It would almost definitely be a W. Malchevska, I'm gonna say. That's cool that you get to go to a music school and you end up being in a video game.
For some, that's the dream. Tell you what, she's pretty cute.
Oh, the singer?
Yeah.
The flashback drawings by this Jacob Rebelka person, I hate this art style. Not a fan.
There's the name for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, mocap actors. I mean, they did some pretty good work.
Indeed. Good job, guys.
You can hold the mouse button down.
I mean, I can, but it won't accomplish anything.
No, but I can and it will.
Mm-hmm. Therefore, you should do it.
I intend to.
I may run some new game show pilots in the near future.
Let me know. I'll see if I can drop by.
Sure. So I've got some software to try out for approximately 25 different game shows.
Whoa.
So I can... Yeah, it was on sale. I got it for like $500 a few months ago. So basically 20 bucks of software. Put some material together for it, try it out, practice hosting it. It'll give me more than just basic trivia to actually record myself doing and hold for a practice portfolio.
Wow, they spent a lot of money and time on localization, huh?
It's a lot of people. Did a
French,
lot of stuff.
Spanish, Italian. Well, it doesn't look like that had a voice cast, but French, German, the original Polish, English, Russian. They translated the text for Spanish and Italian. Czech.
Mate.
Hungarian. Japanese. Chinese. Turkish.
Bath.
Brazilian.
Wax.
So that would be Brazilian Portuguese. That's 10. Korean, 11.
Street food.
You're just doing what's the word?
I'm just doing word
free
association.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you getting hungry?
No, they weren't all food.
Brazilian wax isn't food?
Depends on who you ask, I suppose.
I'm asking you, hoping for a particular subset of answers.
Certainly not any I'll admit to on stream.
You know, I had to try.
Is this the beginning of the game? Don't they, like, kill a rabbit?
Yep. I do remember this quite distinctly. We're the innocent bunny rabbits of the world.
You can't sneak up on a... How'd he do that? You can't sneak up on a rabbit.
Makes me think back to that poor innocent bunny in Doom.
Doom?
Doom. As in Mars and Alien Invasion.
Yeah, I don't remember there being a rabbit in that.
Yeah, the player character had a pet bunny that got massacred when the aliens invaded from hell.
Okay, this is not the same as the beginning of the game. At least I don't think it is.
No, it's not. Oh yeah, they did say watch the credits to see the ending,
end.
so That looked a little painful.
Yeah, he's gonna be black and blue for several days. Ruh-roh. Man, I still don't... Oh, that was the... Is there black sun on the flag? That's, I guess, the Empire? This is Nilfgaard? And I guess those other guys fleeing were, like, warning them that they had crossed the river? Wow, I wish I cared about any of these places. But I don't know what they are, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know that we needed that scene, to be honest. Like, everything... They told us what happened.
Did nothing for me.
I mean, it's, like, very dramatic and, like, upsetting to see and consider, but, like, I don't know what it did for the story. They had already told us what the story was. They were already in the process of crossing... I didn't visually need to see them crossing the river. Especially because Dandelion did that wrap-up of, like, everyone you met along the way is having a much worse time than before you started. Like, it already was bad. I was never happy that the Empire was invading. I didn't need to, like, see that part. I don't know, just from a storytelling perspective, that seemed redundant.
Yeah.
Well, this was a pretty good game that really nose-dove right at the end with the way those final fights were laid out. I did like how many options there suddenly were at the end of, like, getting to choose what happened to a lot of those people. Like, we could have saved Sheila. We could have saved Letho. I think we had to save Saskia. I don't think that one was an option, but I got an achievement for it anyway. Oh, maybe. Spare or save Saskia. Oh, I wonder if we had sided with Roach, the human man who had worked for the Temerian CIA or whatever the hell he was.
The captain of the Queen's Secret Police or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was the king, but that king was the first one that got dead. What his thought about Saskia would have been, because I suppose if you had been sort of poisoned against her from the start by your perspective character not wanting to save her, there is a legitimate ending where she could have just been killed. And hell, you probably could have done it if you killed the dragon.
Yep.
Interesting. So I liked that some of those choices, I guess a couple of them came to roost, and then you got to make a flurry of them right at the end. And I, like having that level of power, but... And I think this game had a pacing well, I can't say that. Because maybe the game didn't have a pacing problem, but we did. Of only ever playing it once a week, and sometimes more weeks in between that. So it could have felt a lot cleaner between its fast sections and slow sections if you had knocked this out in a weekend. Our total play time... 30 hours.
I mean, look, doing what we do, that's kind of unavoidable. Like, like adults and...
Right. If we're going to do a non-professionally game streaming adults.
Yep. Professionals only in our dreams and our egos.
Not even then. I'm the one who turned it down to easy mode. Well, I appreciate you accompanying me on this journey, but I won't be too sad to say goodbye to it.
Me neither. But I mean, thanks for having me anyway.
I mean, I can't do AlphaWIt Thursdays without Alpha. You have the first
Absolutely.
part, so.
Can't be done without wit.
It maybe could, but AlphaWIt Thursday
No.
sounds better than just Alpha Thursday, in my personal opinion.
True.
Although it could be just from years of saying it, that's just, I need that number of syllables.
And I would say that I'd say that I wouldn't give it up for anything, but if I do become a trivia host, I mean, that's kind of childhood dream. So as long as I haven't achieved that, for sure.
I'm fine with playing second fiddle to that, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I like streaming not for any of the reasons that most people like streaming. I like it that it gives a structure to, like, sort of making sure we hang out at least once a week.
Yeah, it's our social time.
Yeah,
and I would certainly rework it if that dream ever got in the way of it.
It's true. Alright, it is time for us to bid each other a fond farewell, and for you to get your nightly dessert, and for me to get my nightly sleep.
Indeed. May all you fuckers, I don't know, get fucked.
Try not to betray, like, 5 different countries at the same time, because when they find out, they're going to be so mad about it. You probably won't be able to outrun all of them at once.
May you reach Nirvana.
Yeah. And may you reach the moon. Good night, everyone.
Good night.